All right, welcome in everybody. It is Friday's edition of Daily Bread coming at you live right at noon on the East Coast, and for you West Coast people, right as you're probably getting into work. So throw in those AirPods. Friday's episode's coming at you a little bit earlier, so we might not get off the rails as quickly as we usually do since we're not consuming any of those alcoholic beverages at noon yet. But we got to get you
Says
for your
who?
best bets in the NBA, college hoops, and then we got a surprise segment at the end. If you see our title, you already know what's coming. Super Bowl week. We've basically swept it under the rug because we just given out the winners in hoops, but we're bringing in our main man, Roddy, to talk Super Bowl action with us. We'll get more into that with his podcast that he's been rolling out with episodes each day to get you ready. But as you already know, the show is powered and sponsored by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Definitely be sure to checking them out. You don't want to miss a chance for the Super Bowl plays and to get that bankroll before the tournament starts with March Madness. Any of you who are just with us on Spaces with Steven and Spindock from Sunday Morning Quarterbacks and Paid for Play, we appreciate you tapping in with us. That's your best way to give us your plays if you're in the chat here and live on Twitter. Give it a like, retweet there. Live on YouTube with the best chat. So make sure to like and sub if you already aren't. So let's get right into today's plays, Sosa, if you don't have anything quick to talk about.
No, man, I don't really have too much to touch on early.
I already ordered my Harden jersey. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm just excited about the remainder of the NBA season. That's all.
We'll definitely get into. We'll bring in a unbiased party to talk hoops with us as well. But Sosa, of the Sixers jerseys, which one did I get for the Harden?
The dark blue one,
The Spectrum. Yep.
the Spectrum one. I know that's the one you got. I mean, why would you get any other jersey right now, right? It's probably the flyest jersey in all of basketball.
Yeah, that Spectrum one is pretty
might be
nice.
the
So are those
dopest.
hoodies, but they're like 80 fucking bucks, and I just don't want to fork it up for that.
They're a little extra, but yeah, I'm just excited about today, man. Yesterday was lit. My Middle Tennessee took care of business. Obviously, the Bucks did not. Memphis took care of business just fine. Yeah, I didn't think the Bucks would get stomped out the way they did in the second half last night, but they definitely did. So that was not a good look. And then Pat Connaughton broke his hand. He broke his finger last night.
Yeah,
So like that's you get rid of DiVincenzo and that happens immediately. It's not ideal. It's not ideal at all.
less than ideal. We had the Mavs come through with us as well with Luka
They're
going
minus
off,
six.
but even him going off, it was a little too close for my liking with that -6. Kyle Chiefs plays did well, 2 wins, and then Hawaii was the dud there. We might have to put the Island Boys on the do not bet list. I don't have one of those because I
You
don't
just
believe
love
we
them. That's
should.
the problem. You just love them.
It's the third time I backed them. Third time they burned me. It is what it is. Let's get into today's plays. We got 18 games, so you know what these smaller slates, they're not my favorite just because it's the time where the books allocate their normal amount of people to the games and they have more time to adjust for the line movements and whatnot. But the first game is the game of the night, top 25 matchup. UConn going into Xavier here. I'm going to be backing Xavier -1, -110 in a pure pick'em game. It could go either way. I expect there to be at least 6 lead changes in this game. Both of these teams rank very strongly into 2-point defense, but UConn could take a hit because of Cook, not your offensive player, but a defensive stalwart that really gives teams trouble because with him being able to come off the bench and run with the second unit, Xavier really doesn't have size, especially because Fremantle hates playing in the post. So we're going to need Nunji to be able to control Sonogo. And what's one thing that's played UConn the whole season is they're very foul prone. So that's where I think Xavier has the style at home. You're giving it to me less than the -3 right at the pick 'em. Give me it. X gets back on the winning note today after dropping 2 straight -1, -110. And Tyrese Martin has been the biggest cog for Connecticut's offense. And I think he's their key piece. A lot of people will say it's RJ Cole. When Tyrese Martin can break 15, that team becomes something different. Xavier has the guards I think can control him.
Yes, sir. I have nothing for college ball today.
Yep. I was
Middle
talking
Tennessee
to
yesterday was my only look, so I small slate. I'm gonna let you handle this one.
Yeah, you have a bunch of good Mountain West games. No official plays in that one, but UNLV at +9's calling my name. We spoke to our guy Jose from it's what Gorilla Sports Networks out in Las Vegas.
Guerrilla Sports, yes, sir.
He was saying that UNLV probably going to get their second player scorer back, Williams, but he doesn't expect Hamilton to be a 25 plus point game. Traveling to Boise's tough, but Boise plays Colorado State at 4 before the Super Bowl on Sunday. So that's where I think it's a pure look ahead spot. I just don't want to invest my money there. But where we're going to invest in the second game is we're going to take the over 143 because that's the number I locked it in at. You can get it at 142 right now. So I always play what my money's on, and that's the total in Oakland versus Bobby Moe. Oakland's on their 4th of a 4-game road streak. Offense has been putrid. If they can't get right against Bobby Moe, who ranks in the bottom 50 of defense efficiency, then Oakland might be just a team that can't make some noise in the Horizon tournament. And the reason why we like this one is the 2-point defense. Both of these rank severely worse than the 2-point offense. So, when I like my totals, I like to be able to get the gimme and the bunnies by the rim. So give me the over 143.
Let's go. See, like I said, man, this slate I stayed away from completely.
Yeah, there's not much unless you like the Horizon, the MAC, the Mountain West. Iona has a tough spot going to Siena today. Just wait for tomorrow and join for Paid for Play to unleash those units. But let's get into tonight's NBA slate. And when we do that, we're going to bring in our guest for today's show. You know him as Roddy. He runs the Players Ball 1 podcast at Roddy404. And we have to talk Hawks, unfortunately. But how are you doing today, my man?
What was that little? What did you say?
No moves at the deadline.
I mean, look,
0 moves at the deadline, but
look, my team good. We good. We don't need no change. We don't have players that don't want to shoot the basketball and then want to, what I'm saying, even though Maya Jam are fine and everything, they want to go out and, what I'm saying, just talk to the pretty girls every day. So we don't do that brand of basketball over here. But I mean, I'm doing well, Rex. How are you doing?
Life is great.
So
life is great.
Are you saying the Hawks don't got no hoes?
Hey,
what are you saying?
I'm not saying that.
All right, okay.
You must have been to Atlanta in a minute. That's
man, you said it. You just said it.
Anyway,
you literally just said that.
Anyway, man. That's fine, man. You see
how I was about to say, one of the few fans that's probably happy that their team made no moves at the deadline was Roddy yesterday.
Yes, bro. I mean, we've been hearing a lot about the John Collins stuff, obviously. He's been disgruntled or whatever. I don't see it. But hey, we made the Cam Reddish move. The guy's not playing, so I can't say that it was a bad move. And look, we're gonna have our little spurt, man. I've been telling everybody, just calm down, wait till after the All-Star break. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get a little warmer outside. Things are gonna be happier in Atlanta. We're gonna see the sun a little bit more, so we'll be fine. We'll be good.
What about that KD and LeBron shit last night where LeBron was covering his face after KD walking around the bush saying why he drafted Rudy in an All-Star game?
Rex, Rudy Gobert and Fred VanVleet went before a former MVP in an All-Star game. I just want everyone watching this to soak that in.
You talking about draft?
Yeah, in the draft. Like,
are you talking about that? You talking about that, Katie? That's what we're on still.
I just moved back because that shit made me lose my mind. Especially Charles saying Harden ain't injured. You know he's going to be playing Saturday night. He ain't suiting up tonight.
Icy hot on that right now.
Chuck is always the instigator, and then you'll hear Shaq. Would you say Chuck? Would you say Chuck? Like, yeah. Shaq is horrible, man. But look, great. Bro, they don't respect that man's game, man. Like they don't. Well, maybe they don't respect his game, but they don't respect him, which might be a little bit worse. Like, I don't know, man. It's getting scary for y'all, boy.
I mean, you really think that two guys who respond to random people who they don't know on social media aren't taking things personal, aren't going to make things personal?
You're right.
I'm just saying, like, that's the two guys that were making the picks. Two guys who are obsessed with controlling narrative.
Hey.
Yeah. The thing about James Harden is James Harden just was like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm okay with that. Like, y'all, listen, I'm going to say this again for anybody who's really listening. Listen, James Harden didn't sign up to play 35, 40 minutes a night, passing to Kessler fucking Edwards and Nick Claxton and the assortment of trash that they have on the roster. He didn't sign up for Kyrie to be part-time. He already knew Kyrie had a paper-mache body. But this is the thing. He didn't sign up for that. He didn't sign up to not play with Kevin Durant and Kyrie. And that he got scammed by the organization. That's what happened. That's what happened. And people are mad at him for not wanting to remain in that situation. That's pretty stupid to me. I mean, like, but it was okay for Ben to cry like a bitch and for a team to grant him his wish of getting out when Harden said, this isn't what I signed up for. It's not working. Get me out of here.
Hey, look, I cannot fault you on anything you said. I agree with you. But he was out there in Paris with Lil Baby following him all around.
Off season
clubs.
That was the off season. You can do whatever you want.
The Philly strip clubs are putting out promos saying "Welcome James," and that's all he's ever wanted from a city. He's just to embrace it. But let's get to today's bets because at the Super Bowl, at the end of this, we're gonna open it up and have the three of us just go nuts talking Super Bowl, anything else NBA. But 7-game slate, Sosa. You can rattle them off. Give us quick hitters. Which game you want to start with?
I got 4 plays. The first one is in the Sixers game. The Sixers versus the Thunder. And what we're going to go with tonight is one Tobias Harris to hit over 1.5 3, which is at plus 186.
Who?
Just trust your boy. This is the first wild card play of the day, the first plus money play of the day as well.
I'm rolling.
Tobias going to hit 2 threes tonight. We're going to start there. And that's the only play I have for the Sixers game. The 12-point spread scares me, but I do think at the end of the day we will cover.
I was thinking the same.
That's the only play I like. I want to take Joel's points, but I think we could end up beating the shit out of them.
Need to be out.
All eyes are on tomorrow. I think Harden makes his debut tomorrow. I think it's get in, get out. So that's where I think, in my opinion, if I had to lean, I think the Thunder cover.
Yeah, it's again, the Thunder are still very bad. They have no intention.
They love covering right at 12. They love losing by 10 and 11, and 12.5 is right at that key number for them this season.
This is a fact. That's the only play I like that I really want to roll with in this one. The other play that I really love is in the Charlotte Hornets and Detroit Pistons game. I like LaMelo Ball over 37.5 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. I think he comes out tonight, has a good game. This Detroit team is very bad. Although I would not be surprised if they found a way to stay in the game with Charlotte. No team in the NBA, when they really miss, does the game look worse than the Charlotte Hornets. When they're missing, oh my Lord, they're the ugliest team to watch in basketball.
They need steel backboards for the first half. Like, if they don't have a steel backboard, they will break through that shit. I promise you. Like,
they just
chain nets everything, bro.
Third quarter, that's when you can expect them. Third quarter, that's when they realize they have a game that night. Like, for real. Like, they are terrible in the first half of games, no matter whom they're playing. But I personally, like I said, I like LaMelo tonight to have a big game. None of the point guards there really offer any level of resistance. Cade Cunningham's not playing. I'm not really fearful of their back line. I think that LaMelo has a great game tonight. I would even probably sprinkle him getting a triple-double. The next game is Cleveland versus Indiana. Indiana, I don't think have any bigs. I think the only big they have is Goga Batadze. I believe he's the only real center on the roster right now. They have no centers, no power forwards. Yeah, no centers, no power forwards. So you can get Jarrett Allen double and Cleveland to win at like close to even money. That would be the play right now. It's at minus 104 on FanDuel. It's just a addition by subtraction type of deal here. There's no front there's no front line whatsoever for Indiana. I would be hard pressed to put my money on anything that has to do with them right now. And I don't think you can trust their front line to do much against the bigs that Cleveland's marching out there. It's a good chance that I like.
Too.
Yeah, I also think Cleveland covers in this game, just because I mean the line's already up from it was 6.5, it's 7.5 now. I personally I love Cleveland in this spot just because the Pacers are obviously they just made a move and they don't have all the players that I mean Halliburton and Buddy may play, but either way I don't see that being a big deal, especially with this Cleveland team and the way they've been performing.
Well, my biggest thing is these are three trends that kind of correlate with each other, and it just shows when the Cavs are rolling. When they have 3 or more consecutive wins, 8-4 ATS against the number. When the defense is rolling, when they allowed 100 or less points last game, 13-8 ATS, and when they allowed 105 less, 21-10 ATS. So when this team gets the defense rolling, and when they hold this significant size matchup, this could be like a sneaky Kevin Love double-double game. Because it could get ugly early and they might have K-Love run the most third and the fourth and give Allen and Mobley the break because K-Love has been a significant piece while Markkanen still out.
Absolutely. I like I said, with this particular team, they've done everything correct and been so perfect to start the year that, yeah, I really finding angles nightly, especially with the way they've been able to just get contributions from everyone that's been in the rotations. They're the only people you can really stick with are either, Garland, Allen, Mobley. That's really it right now. The other guys they're a crapshoot, but you know what you're going to get nightly from those 3 guys. You know you're going to get a contribution from them for real.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Roddy, what are you liking tonight, if anything at all?
Now, I got some questions for y'all, actually. It's 3 questions, but we'll go real quick on it. So we're going to go to beautiful Salt Lake City first. And I want to know how y'all feel about the Jazz spread, because, of course, we know the Jazz own everybody at home. They're playing the fucking Magic. And when Donovan Mitchell is there, I'm inclined to bet on them just because, I mean, the dude's going to drop at least 25. Like, it's just a given. It's all determinant on, the players around him. So I wanted to see how y'all felt about the Jazz spread tonight. It's 13.5.
I personally like them to cover. Orlando on the road, they're just not a good team. This Jazz team wants to get some stuff rolling here before the All-Star break. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker makes his debut tonight. If I'm not mistaken, he should be making his debut for them tonight. Yeah, there's just it's a matchup that I think they cover. I think they win the game by like 20 plus. I don't think it's particularly close, personally.
Yeah, my only reservation with this one is we like the Jazz under 10, and in the second half of the season, they're 3-0 ATS. It's just that in the first half of the season, when they've laid 12 or more at home, they're 2-7 ATS. 7-2 straight up, so they ain't dropping the games. It's just that 12.5, 13.5 number is just such a arbitrary number, but it's almost fade magician season because they're going to be in full tank mode.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, they're trying to get to the All-Star break. They've already got the Cabo trip planned. They already got the strippers. And
we mentioned it. I mentioned at the beginning of the year too. Like, nothing would make them happier than to be able to tank and get Chet Holmgren. Like,
oh yeah,
you do know why though. Jalen Suggs' father is his developmental coach. They played AAU basketball their whole lives together.
Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah, they definitely want him.
So that's the play. That's the play right now. They are all in on trying to get Chet Holmgren. It's clear as day.
And that's why I'm saying, like, them going out west, bro. Like I said, they're just trying to get to Cabo, man. It's only 1 week away, magicians. Only 1 week away.
They just trying to get home. Orlando not that bad this time of year. They really just trying to make it back to the crib.
Man,
Orlando's not that bad this time of year, Roddy.
To not alienate your Orlando viewers, I'm gonna move.
And it's
forward
not.
with this,
I'm just saying, it's not.
Lying, right?
It's all right. They see the shirts. They already know they're alienated.
They got off the plane in Utah like, fuck.
It's cold here still.
Another one. God damn it! Like,
who doesn't get off the plane in Utah?
And imagine Terrence Ross thinking he about to get traded. He ain't get traded.
He out here, man.
He don't want to play tonight.
Lake City. Well, I got my other question was, what I feel confident in, most confident play, is going to be DeAndre Hunter tonight. I know he's been a little inconsistent. I know, I get it, but I think taking Trey's points tonight, I just think he hasn't scored 30. He hasn't been explosive. I think he's trying to get to the All-Star break as healthy as possible because he's got events and all that to do. So I like it personally. It's at -115. Again, I'm not claiming to be the best sports handicapper out here, but I really do feel like DeAndre has an advantage tonight after they made that trade. I just think he's going to eat. He's going to be making shots. So give me DeAndre Hunter over 13.5 points tonight. If you had to actually ask me a lean on the Hawks game, I might lean for the Spurs to cover just because the Hawks really don't match up the best with the Spurs. But I still think the Hawks win. I don't think this is an area of our schedule where we'll need to worry. When we come out the All-Star break, though, we're going to have to get it off the ground and go because we're playing straight contenders for the first week. So those are my only two looks for the day in the NBA, though.
I like that angle there because the books definitely know with Spurs games, especially on the road. Not many Spurs games have a 230 total. Two times they've had so far this season, they soared over in the past 3 years. It's 10-4 ATS, 2-0 this year. So that's kind of where you'll have your opportunity for the points just on them to finish at this rate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sure.
So you got anything else, please?
No, I mean, outside of the two I gave, I like Jaylen Brown over 25.5 against the Nuggets. I've talked a little bit about the development of his game. That's actually the real reason why Boston's been successful this season. It has nothing to do with Tatum. It has nothing with nobody else. It has to do with Jaylen Brown having his game evolve. And I mean that in the sense that he no longer takes 6-7 3-pointers a game. He's posting up. He's getting more controlled looks at the basket. And he's not worried about jacking threes. There are no twos and threes that can switch on to Jaylen Brown and guard him 12 feet from the basket. Yeah. He's figured that out and he's doing it.
And I don't know how he didn't realize that sooner. I mean, with him going to high school out here, I watched him for his entire career, and that was his game.
I can tell you why. Because Brad Stevens, even though he has a great basketball mind, believes in analytics a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And being that Jaylen would have to play off ball, which he does 90%, 9 times out of 10 in close games, he's off the ball. Jason Tatum's got the ball. Mm-hmm. So what's the best way to make yourself effective when you have somebody that's ball dominant? Catch and shoot threes.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
So that becomes ingratiated in your mind on the court. But when you have a different voice and a different coach come in and say, we don't care about you making a bunch of threes or being just a floor spacer. We want you to play your game, but play it in the confines of the offense where you can be successful and play it your way.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So he's discovered that. I didn't know he could post up or play the post up game, but he clearly can. And
he's doing this John Livingston.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Exactly. Oh God, that's how he looked like in high school. He looked like a grown NBA player.
If you've been watching Celtics games, the whole 16-foot DeMar DeRozan package, Jaylen Brown's got it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't guard that. A 6'7", 6'8" wing who has a high basketball IQ and he just has a high IQ in general. He's a really smart kid. Just generally speaking, he's figured it out, and that's the biggest reason for the ascension of the Boston Celtics. You can talk about all the other guys contributing, Robert Williams being healthy. Obviously, last year, if they had a center that was healthy for more than 5 games at a time, they probably would have been better. They had no bigs last year. Their bigs. The only thing that scares me is what will their bigs have left in the tank at the end of the year.
Yeah,
that's the only thing because you're asking Horford to play a lot of minutes. You're asking Robert Williams to play a lot of minutes, and you're asking them to play important minutes. So it's just a matter of, are those guys going to be? I mean, Al Horford's like 78 years old.
Yeah, they don't want to see Joel or Giannis, bro. I can assure you of that.
I
They don't wanna
I
see
have
it.
my reservations about about how he's performed against Boston in the playoffs, but that's it. How Joel's performed against Boston in the playoffs. But we're gonna move forward to
Wait,
the
we gotta wait before we move forward. I gotta give out my NBA play.
Okay,
4-0
go ahead.
this week. I can't not give out the one on Friday to end up the week on Daily Bread. We're calling our shot here. Bulls, T-Wolves, over 240.5. We're taking the big ass total here in T-Wolves games over 22-7 when they're on the road so far this season. And the main angle is coming with this Bulls squad because in any home game, if it's higher than 220, 11-0 this year. If it's higher than 230, only one time 1-0. The books just know when to make this number right for the Bulls games with that high total. Both of these teams trend very much to the over as well. Going to be a lot of threes, a lot of shots, not much defense. So we're going to take that high ass total because it's high for a reason, like the hot dogs.
Pause.
I'm feeling it. Jesus.
Only day ones get the hot dog reference. That's why we can never let that one die.
74 dogs. Gross.
Easiest lock of the year. I'm
Shout
an
out Joey
A1
Chestnut.
hot dog
Oh my God.
eating contest. It's all about the humidity. All right, let's get into Super Bowl talk with Roddy and the players. You don't want to be slamming dogs when it's hotty as shit and you're sweaty, but let's get to Super Bowl talk with Roddy from the Players Podcast. Roddy's been giving out
Slamming
episodes
dogs.
each day. I could have said glizzies. He's been giving out episodes each day in and out. So what do you want to say, Roddy? Because I know you had bullpen on. I know you had a Rams guest on. So what have you been doing this week and what's still to come? Because episode each day is a lot of work.
Bro, on God it is. So I'm glad that y'all brothers invited me on here today so I didn't have to do a video for today. But I appreciate the look, man, for sure, for sure. I'm going to have, actually, I want to preview. I'm going to have Teflon Reek and Bun on the same video for Saturday. Now, I hope that I am not arrested after I release it because those two beasts, they're hell. Okay, we know that.
Blocked.
No, look, they're hell. But it's been great, man. I think my number one thing that I've been looking at this game, if we compare it to last year, I think we see some similarities in where we're like, oh, it's Patrick Mahomes, bro. He's been here before. He's shown that he's got the poise to be able to come through in these clutch moments, yada, yada, yada. Oh, yeah, he just doesn't have an offensive line. Like, we can't just skip past that part to me because, look, Jeffrey Simmons is amazing. Max Crosby is amazing. Who else did they play? Well, they're good players. They're good players. Jeffrey Simmons is amazing. Max Crosby is a good player. Chris Jones is a good player, even though he went to Mississippi State. But I'm talking about Von Miller and Aaron Donald, two dudes who could take off the pads right now and go directly into the Hall of Fame. So I don't know. And then the other matchup that I'm looking at in terms of gambling, I see T. Higgins and our guy Jude is on this too. His reception prop is at 71.5. And let me read you off the cornerback that's probably going to be guarding him. He is 5'9", 187 pounds, and T. Higgins is listed at 6'4", 215. So yeah, that doesn't fare well for me. I just think that, look, even though Joe is going to be getting pressure in his grill pretty much the whole game, I still think that T. Higgins can have a big game just due to the matchup and everything like that. But
yeah,
I don't know, man.
I like the Higgins look. I really like Boyd. I like Boyd's matchups. I like Boyd. In this particular game, man, it's impossible for me to cheer for the Rams. I'm just not built that way. It's like I just can't do it. It's like So it's outside of like the handicapping stuff. Like I'm all on props. I'm not picking a side because I'm cheering for the Bengals. This is what it comes down to. I will never cheer for the Rams.
Damn.
So
okay.
That's why it's a hard game for me to handicap. No one really wants to hear my takes on the Rams because they're all hateful. I just don't like them. I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not a fan of the team. I don't want to see them win. I don't like their coach, their quarterback. I don't like Aaron Donald. Jalen Ramsey is I pull up the videos of him in Jacksonville all the time and throw them on the Twitter timeline.
We're going to the Super Bowl and we're gonna win that bitch.
So,
after they lost.
difficult.
So, Roddy, I like what you said with the offensive line with the Bengals. Obviously, that's been their weak spot. And I think if you kind of take that to the next level, I don't know how Taylor's going to be able to coach in this game. Like, if McVay doesn't put on a masterclass here, that's going to say a lot more about McVay and the DC than anything else. Because, Burrow, he's going to have to get the ball out within 2.5 seconds, because if they're not going to have to blitz, they're going to be able to put guys back. But Burrow, he likes to extend the play a little bit more. He's been smarter this season to get it out quick. So that's why I like your look to Higgins there. But it's just, I can never be on camera going against my man, Joey B. I won't do it. He's made me too much money since LSU that the man just finds a way. It's going to be back and forth game. The coaching in the offensive line has just been that thing in the back of the mind. Like, it's Joe Burrow. It doesn't matter. And I know that's the naive way to do it. It's just those two glaring factors is my biggest concern.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I would definitely agree with you on that. I think, and a lot of people have been saying that the mentality of Joe Burrow is like Brady-esque, but I wouldn't say that. I would say that he is more Drew Brees than Tom Brady ever was, because if you look at that Titans game, he absolutely murdered zone defense. Like, he was on time, on target with pretty much every single throw. He knows the game, like, he has experience. So I'm definitely not saying that, he's not going to perform well. I think he's going to ball. I think, the receivers are going to ball too. But if I really just sit and think about football and into these other narratives, because this is a gambling show, so we sometimes put it on our tinfoil hats. We have a team in the biggest market in the country going to the Super Bowl at home, and they already have shown 2 times this year that they don't even run, their city, let alone the state, like fan base wise at all. So what better to create a fan base than a championship?
Rams, listen, I was living in LA when they moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
You could get tickets to the Coliseum for like $18.
It's crazy.
Like $18 to go see the Rams play at the Coliseum. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Nobody gave a fuck. And the thing is, the games wouldn't sell out ever, but they get fans from every other fan base to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And because they don't exist. Like, Rams fans don't really exist, at least not in LA.
Yeah, in St. Louis they did. I was about to say, we can't hate on the St. Louis Rams.
Like, imagine getting NFL tickets for $18.
I was about to say, that's Jets tickets.
I never sit in an $18 seat. Don't get me wrong. That was just like the price on the StubHub. And I was, I'm saying, like, I wasn't up there with God.
So, Roddy, getting back to the bets, because I know you had bullpen on. What was your biggest, or what's your plus money play that you like the most? You might not have locked it in. Like, I know Von Miller for MVP is probably the trendiest plus money bet I've seen out there. You got any that you got your eye on?
Well, I did have one, but as I texted Sosa last night, we might have gotten hit with the Drake curse, because I don't know if y'all saw, but Drake put $500K on Odell anytime touchdown, which was gonna be my plus money play. But now I'm like, damn, man, am I gonna get hit with the Drake curse? I'm not sure, but I really have been looking at these anytime touchdown scores, just because I feel like in a Super Bowl, there are those random players that do score. So if I had my most confident, it would be Odell. If I did have a dark horse, I would go with Sosa and put one on Tyler Boyd, just because I think Eric Weddle and just the Rams DBs in general, like, the one thing I said during my NFC West preview was that I really do not believe in their secondary, and losing John Johnson was one of the biggest detriments to their season of them not being, dominant. So yeah, bro, if it had to be anything, it would be the Odell anytime touchdown, just because I think, with him facing the CB2, he's still, to me personally, a wide receiver 1 in this league. And I think he's going to dominate that matchup since Mike Hilton is a good corner in the slot. So yeah, give me Odell.
My plus money looks, because they're still with anytime touchdown scorer, Kendall Bland plus 260. Most people probably never heard of him until this week with Higbee looking to be out. He's going to get those red zone targets. And then I think Samaje Perine is a sneaky one as well, because he's sitting at plus 500. Also, goal line touches will be in their packages. Let's get to halftime show. I think I know what the first song's going to be. What do you think the opening song's going to be, Roddy? And I'll ask Sosa what he thinks the opening song's going to be. Then I'll give out what I'm seeing.
I'm leaning next episode. Just because I came out to next episode when I was playing high school basketball. Oh God, we came out to la da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOGG. Like, yeah, and we're in rural Georgia, like doing that. So just imagine what these white people's faces was like. But I think it's gonna be either next episode or it's gonna be a Dr. Dre song. It's gonna be why am I Nothing But a G Thing. Those are my two leans.
So I already know what you're going with.
Man, the game is in California.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't think they're gonna start with that though. Because if you look at a performance, you got to start it up. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the people there. Like that might be one on the tail end. You know what I'm saying?
So,
but they're performing that guaranteed.
So, Roddy, I do like the next episode, and if your book has who's first to perform, definitely be looking at Dr. Dre, or like what artist's song is sung first in it, because those are like the two different ways you can bet it. What's the first song or what artist's song? Look for Dr. Dre. Look for next episode.
Okay, I'm definitely taking Dr. Dre for sure. I think it's gonna be Dr. Dre, and then Snoop's gonna come out.
Another one. What's Eminem's first song gonna be?
Huh?
Hopefully his mic doesn't work.
What was it? What's the song?
Yeah, what's Eminem's first song gonna be?
I don't know, man.
Lose yourself.
Yeah, I was about to say to Roddy's whole thing, you gotta get it going. That's really the only
Eminem. I'm trying to think of the songs that like can get people at a game engaged.
Yeah.
Eminem.
No, Sosa, go ahead, keep going. But yeah, it's gonna be Lose Yourself though. I mean, it's the obvious. Rex, now you got me thinking that might be the first song.
Can't play Stan.
Oh God, this is gonna be so nasty.
Can't talk about the gerbil.
Like, yes. Bro, like you can't play Stan, you can't play. Yeah, like
it's got to be new age stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be like the Venom theme. Like what the hell is he gonna perform, man? I don't know. Like, but I think it's got to be Lose Yourself or whatever the name of the damn song is. I don't know. I hate Eminem. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, before we get to wrapping it up with actual football talk, Gatorade color.
Now we were told in a Spaces that it was going to be red, but a lot of people have been putting orange in the atmosphere. I've been seeing, so I might not touch it, but I'm leaning red just because I think the Rams are going to win, and I've been hearing the Rams like red Gatorade.
For anyone watching on Sunday Morning Quarterbacks, I'm gonna ask you the same question because I love how people like actually give a reasoning behind it. Just pick a fucking color, like it's not that complicated.
Look, I got my sources, man. Teflon, man. Teflon Sports. We were getting the insights on Gatorade colors.
And then you got clear, case of Twitter. Then you got no dump, and it's just like all that type of shit. I mean, it's a fucking color. This is why gambling's the best, because you get people who are actually trying every way's end to get a max bet on a Gatorade color.
We're insane, bro. You know this. We're insane. But yeah, give me red. Give me red if I had to pick.
It'll be red.
Okay. So what else you want to ask, Roddy, or anything else from the Super Bowl you want to talk about actual football wise?
I got nothing else. I'm waiting for Sunday morning. Like I said, it's not much for me to talk about. I'm not a fan of the Rams, so it's going to be difficult to get like a fair perspective for me, bro. Like that's the truth. Like it's not making for good content at all. Like
I feel you.
I just don't want them to win.
Well, let me ask y'all about the total since we're here, because it's 48.5. The defenses has been like one of the main points that we've been talking about on both sides. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I might be liking the under, man, even though I'm sounding a little bit crazy saying it. But I think the defenses are going to come up big on both ends. I definitely think both quarterbacks are going to throw a pick. Like that might be a given. But I might be leaning under on the total. Are y'all feeling any way about that?
I hate betting the under in the Super Bowl. I'm not one person that
know.
thinks life's too short to bet the under. It's just the Super Bowl, man. You just want to, other than the fucking Patriots Rams game, like you just want to entertaining shit. Like no one else enjoyed that Super Bowl unless you had the under.
I believe all of Cincinnati's games thus far in the playoffs has gone under.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
All three of them have gone under.
And this is the best pass rush too. That's what I'm saying. They only scored what, like 23 in Tennessee, and then like under 30 in what's the name at home. So I don't know. But yeah, I get you, Rex, bro. I think the game's still gonna be good though, bro. I think it could hit the under and we still get a good game. Like
it's the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl always competitive.
Even well, that's where if we get 24-21, I'm not gonna be happy about the under, but I'm like sweating my ass off because you got 3 points of cushion right there, and that's about it. That's kind of just where a defensive touchdown is just my concern. That is the only thing that could break the game open if Burrow gets hit the wrong way, fumbles, and they get a scoop and score. That's my biggest thing of the only way I can see this getting out of hand early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Definitely so. But we're gonna get a good game, bro. Don't worry. It's that year that we saw the Broncos get their asses turned out. We ain't gonna see that no more. NFL don't want that, so it'll be good.
Well, we about at 45 minutes, so we're going to be wrapping it up here. We started the show with college hoops. In the middle, we hit NBA, and then last we talked on the Super Bowl. The Players Ball 1. He has 4 episodes out. They're not old. All Super Bowl week, all still relevant to watch and listen. All shorter episodes, they're about half hour to 45 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I don't think one's over 45 minutes. I think they're 45 and under. So y'all tap in, man. It's pretty short and sweet.
Yeah, perfect way. We won't be live anymore, so throw in with Roddy. Hit those plays. Hit those right. Roddy, you don't talk Georgia basketball at all, so that's maybe something we have to talk about as well.
They don't talk Georgia basketball in Georgia, Rex, at all. But we do talk this. We do talk this football thing.
You gotta bring it back because that was the good luck charm the first time. Make sure to give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you to Roddy404 on Twitter from the Players Ball 1 for joining us today. Tomorrow we'll be live for Paid for Play at 10:30. Until then, we appreciate you and let's make some money this weekend.
Peace.